Hey guys, Mistymire here again. I'm going to be doing another video for you guys tonight, and the reason I'm doing this video, as you can see down here in the corner, I am completely out of mana. So I thought I'd share with you how I make mana for upgrading gear and whatnot. Mythical gear costs a lot to upgrade, so it seems like I'm always running out of mana. So I'll show you how I do that. What we're going to be doing is the Mistymire Forest on Nightmare Hardcore mode. I'm going to show you how I set that up. First off, the requirements for that. Your best bet is as you're building gear, you might, as you're building sets for your tower-based characters, you might come across gear that has high health. Throw a little bit of upgrades into that and build yourself a tower health set. And what you're going to want to do is run 2 different apprentices, and this is the cheapest way of doing it to be able to complete this map on hardcore to farm it for money. You could just do 1 set of gear on an apprentice, but you're going to be wanting to shoot for at least 650 to 700 health on your walls. It's really hard to do it cheaply. To get up to the stats you need to get that health without sacrificing everything else. That's why it's nice to make 2 sets. Most people, if they're going to be doing Nightmare, probably already have a DPS apprentice or another one made. What I do is I have another guy here. I'll show you. I have this guy here, which is an apprentice. He's got 1400 defense health right now, but I started doing it when he had about 700, and I think that was only about 20 upgrades, I think, in each piece of my gear got me to about 700 if you get some mythical gear. So that's going to be your goal. I would shoot for 700. It makes it a little bit easier. So anyway, what you do, don't worry about the rest of the stats. Just create a set of gear with some health. You should be easily finding pieces if you're doing... you could start trying to farm this map the first few waves, but like I said, 700 seems to be kind of the sweet spot. It allows you not to have to upgrade as much and things of that nature. So you should be able to easily get gear with 80 or so base stats, which with a tower set, with a set bonus, you'll jump yourself up to 100 plus, and that's without upgrading. So it's pretty easy. I mean, that's 400 right there. You get 120 from your spec, and then you have a pet and a weapon. Now, this weapon's only upgraded 42 times, and I've got 110 health, and I think, yeah, I think it was all roughly about 60-ish, so I put 42 upgrades in there. Not spending too much money, but I finally upgraded the tower set all the way just because I had the money. Then I've got a pet that gives me some as well. But anyway, you don't need 1400. 700 kind of is a sweet spot. So pretty much you'll probably have a monk, so that's not really an issue. I'll show you guys how I set it up. This is a fairly easy map. What I would suggest is to have some sort of DPS character to start off before you learn the map and whatnot. You might want to run a male squire in DPS gear. Reason for that is they have the highest multiplier as far as health goes, and being that this is hardcore, you're going to not want to die because you only have 1 life, and if you're dead you can't repair or upgrade anything. So let me show you how I set this up. You have a fairly long time before the wave starts, so make sure you talk to these little shroom guys. They will give you mana. It's pretty crucial for the first wave. I don't really worry about that after that. They give you some really crappy gear as well. So, alright, so this is how I set it up. If you are on YouTube, you'll see a setup pretty similar to this. There's a few people that set it up pretty similar. Not a whole lot of options if you're going to be running this solo. You don't want to set stuff up real far away, because you'll do a lot of running, and that increases your chance of dying as well. So, if you'll watch any of those videos, you'll see people setting it up pretty similar to mine, but I set it up a little bit different. So I'll show you, and I'll explain the reasons why I set it up this way. But right now I'm just setting up blockades here between the trees. What's nice about the mage barricades is they only cost 1 defensive unit, and they remove the elemental properties of the monsters, so it's pretty cool. So that way they can't be immune to anything if they hit the wall, or run up against it, from what I've heard. So plop those down there. What I tend to do, put some barricades here too. This keeps the spiders out from back in here. So you gotta watch out. If you're running by too quick, you'll run past the mana that those shroom guys go and drop. Run right past it. So, alright, then you switch to a tower monk. Stats don't have to be that great. All you're using them for is an ensnare. So if your snares aren't real big, you might want to jump on the other side and drop it, but mine are big enough that I don't really care. Plus, I kind of like to have it overlap the walls a little bit. That allows any of the ninjas that might try to jump over to get stuck as well. So, and this little spot here. And there's the map for the setup. Pretty much snares on each one of the main walls. Alright, running low on time, so I need to hurry up. Normally I have more time than this, but back to a tower spec apprentice. And pretty much what you're going to do is a lightning tower, 2 fireball towers at each spot. And angle them so they kind of cover each other. I really got to hurry. Normally I have everything set up by now, so. Alright. You do have some time till they get there, but normally right away you'll start getting spiders, so you gotta watch out. A lot of times, especially with an apprentice, if you get webbed once or twice, you're normally dead. So, alright, hurry up, get over here. I like to drop fireball tower like that. Another one. Now I do have a genie. It speeds it up for this first wave. I'm trying to get some mana. I try to get as much mana as I can. Wow. You want to keep moving. If not, you'll get webbed pretty easy, and being that you only have 1 life, you really got to watch out for that. Alright. Almost full, so we'll finish this up. Over here, you're going to want 3 towers, pretty much facing straight ahead. Those will allow them to shoot over here at the spiders as well. You'll want a deadly striker that direction to take care of the air units. Alright, another deadly striker. This is where my build is a little bit different. I put this wall here to deal with spiders coming at the deadly striker. Put a magic missile like this, and that'll cover any spiders that try to get on the guy there. Alright, I put a wall here. That helps catching the spiders that spawn over here and go this direction. Also put a wall here. That also helps with spiders. And a wall here. Spiders come down and get stuck there. Okay. Another guy right here. The reason for that is you'll get guys that like to hover right around here. Lightning immune mobs like summoners will stand right here, out of range of your towers, and just keep summoning guys over and over and over. That's really irritating if you happen to die, because they'll just sit there for a long period of time. So this guy will help out with that. Alright, put a fireball tower, kind of covering them there. And this fireball tower you want to point kind of like this. The reason for that is you need it to be able to attack the guys that are here. Alright, I'm going to switch over to a faster moving, higher health character. And you're going to want to use an Apprentice Guardian or a Hunter Guardian. That'll help quite a bit. First things I would suggest you doing is upgrading the walls. What's nice about upgrading the walls is obviously they won't go down as quick. With an Apprentice Guardian, your towers are going to do fairly decent. Tower damage, I would try to, you could switch to hardcore once you get to about 1,000 tower damage. Anything lower than that, and I would stick with normal Nightmare. But I'm doing it on hardcore. Obviously you can do this on normal Nightmare as well, but you get better gear by doing it on hardcore. So from what I've read and experienced, it seems like hardcore roughly equates out to 2 to 3 waves higher as far as the gear quality than normal Nightmare. But then again, you only have one life, so if you get careless and die, then hopefully your defenses will hold up. So that's another reason I would suggest the male Squire. The same gear that I'm running right now, my male Squire would probably have like 90,000 health, so that's a nice buffer. She's only got 45, and I'm not in Mythical gear either. The reason I run her, she's got enough health to survive. She's got decent resistances, but this is some old insane UMF gear that I was running, and the reason I do that is I use the low quality Mythic weapon. The reason for that is most of the gear that I'm looking for will show up as an upgrade, so it saves me time when I go to look for gear, so I'm not having to check everything. Most of the lower quality stuff won't show up. Sometimes it does. The whole upgrade system in this game is kind of whacked out. Oh, get some lag. Seem to get a little bit of lag every time it switches video files. So pretty much all you're going to do is run around, collect mana, repair if you need to, but you just want to move your little apprentice guardian over to wherever the ogres are. So that's pretty much what your job's going to be. Like I said, I try to upgrade the walls to level 2 before I start upgrading the towers too much. So, but also depends on your tower health on your tower set. So, and I like collecting the mana here. Plus, be careful if you don't have something come up behind you. She's got enough health that she can take a hit or two. I just got webbed too. And where is the mana? Normally these guys drop a blue token. There we go. Blue mana heal, and that is 500, I believe. 5 or 600. So, that first wave, all you got to worry about is the one ogre, if I recall. I don't see any more ogres, so it's pretty easy. Later waves, you might get, I think, 6 or 8 ogres playing solo. So, for me personally, I've gotten to the point where I don't really bother checking too much loot till wave 10. And for those of you, I should have explained this earlier, this is not, you're not going to complete this map solo. Misty on Nightmare is really tough. If anyone says they've completed it on, actually that wasn't too bad of a piece, I could sell that. Anyone says that they completed Misty on Nightmare with anything less than 4 people, I'd really have to wonder about that. We actually did it for the first time. I didn't want to upgrade that snare. I only upgrade the snares once just so they last a little longer. But anywho, yeah, a couple friends and I completed it last night on Nightmare, and it took a long time. The only reason we were able to do that is because one of them had a builder with like 2,000 tower damage, so did pretty good. And also had 2 fairly good equipped squires, and pretty much one DPS'er and the other one tanked her, standing in a strength, a heal, well, it was a strength, a heal, and a electric aura with a proximity trap underneath. And it took, oh shoot, I think the total map took about an hour, so it takes a while. But anywho, this is the map. I play it clear up till the boss comes, and then I quit, because you can't kill the boss solo. It's very, very hard. With my stats from doing this map, there's no way I could beat the boss. The only reason we were able to do it, like I said, is there's another guy that had really high stats from doing Nightmare Survival, which I'm not a big fan of survival. So, alright, here we go. We'll be going into the next wave here. I'm not going to check any more loot after this wave. I'm going to try to speed up the video. That way we can get through this. Alright, got an ogre coming over here. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed my other videos. trying to get a little bit more done. Got wailed on right there. Those ogre fireballs or poison balls do a lot of damage, so you gotta be careful. Oh, this is perfect. We got two ogres right next to each other. That means I can just stand here with my block up, absorb any damage I might take. That's another nice thing about the squires. So, and they're both dead. So, oh, I didn't get to. I only got one of those mana gems. Oh well. And again, if you want to run a Huntress Guardian versus the Apprentice Guardian, I still think the Apprentice Guardian is better, but if you don't have a very decent one, go ahead and use the other. Another thing to note when you're looking for Guardians, and if you've done my Nightmare Spires map for the tavern resets to try to get decent weapons, or excuse me, decent pets, the max on the boost for both an Apprentice and a Huntress Guardian, this little blue stat right here, the max you effectively can use is 40. Anything above that is just, you know, for looks. It doesn't increase the damage or the speed anymore. So if you find a 41 or one a little over 40 and you see another one with higher, just go for whatever has the best base stats and upgrades. So you don't need any boost over 40. So I don't see them ever patching that or changing it. The reason for that is it would just make towers insanely overpowered. Excuse me, in my opinion. So, alright. Normally I don't have time to upgrade these back here past level 2. That's normally where I leave them. I will upgrade the walls to level 3 normally. But I just like to collect the mana. It allows me to upgrade a little bit quicker. So, and being that this is hardcore, you always got to be antsy about jumping over the walls and trying to collect mana during the waves too. So, but with a squire it's a little bit easier. You can survive a couple hits. Apprentice, Hunter, it seems like they were dying in 1 to 2 hits, especially the ninjas. Ninjas are really a pain in the butt. So, anyway, hopefully I can do some more videos here for you guys. If you guys have any requests on how to do any of the maps on hardcore, leave me a comment or an email, and I will see what I can do. Really, the only 2 maps I do with frequent is this one and the other one. This one has better loot than Spires by a little bit. This is where I've got most all my gear. The reason I do this one too is I can normally get about anywhere between 40 million and 60 million per run, plus you know, picking up miscellaneous loot. If I decide not to sell it in my AFK shop, I can just vendor it and make another, you know, 20-30 mil that way. So you make a fair amount of money. Before I decided to run my AFK shop again, I was pulling in about 100k a run for upgrades. So I'd go run a couple of these, max out my mana, then spend it all in a couple minutes upgrading stuff, and then have to turn around and do it over again. So that's the downside. The mythical gear is it takes a lot of mana, but stats are pretty good. And our new barbarian and new maps should be coming out, I'm guessing, next week. So hopefully we'll be able to enjoy that. But I believe the level cap is going to be going up again as well. So mythical gear won't be as awesome as it is now, but it's definitely going to be helping you guys level up and complete the new maps. I don't foresee the new gear being so much better than the gear we've got now as far as mythic gear. Plus, this, you know, your mythic gear would already be upgraded versus the non-upgraded stuff. So, man, I'm getting a lot of lag today. Probably starting to fill up my hard drive, so this is getting to be a longer video. But I know you guys, I've had some people ask, you know, where I get my gear from, what to do after, you know, you can farm spires. I've gotten to the point where I can set up spires and sit on top of that tower with an Apprentice Guardian and then walk away from the computer, so it's pretty nice. But once you get to that point, you've probably got over 1,000 tower damage, all that good stuff, so this is definitely the next step. Alright, well, I've collected most of the mana. Do a little rotation. As you see, I'm really not picking anything up. I mean, there might be stuff. I probably won't check any. I might check chests after 10, but this is just one run trying to show you guys how I set it up, how to complete it. So far you've seen it's really darn easy. I haven't had to repair hardly at all, and it's gone pretty smooth. So normally I don't upgrade these walls past 3, solo anyway. Let me grab some mana right here. We'll start this next wave. And like I was saying, if you guys have any ideas on what maps you want, just leave me a comment or a email. I'll try to get to that. Hopefully this will get you guys through Nightmare. If you guys need help with different strategies, normally on just about any Nightmare map, if you do your walls with lightning, 2 fireball towers, and a snare, that'll pretty much get you through just about any map without fail. So some of them are a little different. You do have to watch out for spiders, so putting some spider protection in there as well works really good. I've completed every achievement so far. There's 3 more that they're going to be putting out with the new patch, but that hasn't come out yet, so I can't do that. And I've completed most of the maps on hardcore as well. There's not a huge difficulty ramp up on hardcore. It's just that you only have 1 life, so you gotta watch for that. Need some more mana here. So yeah, the one I see being the hardest, and I have not attempted yet, I know solo it would pretty much be impossible, would be Summit on hardcore. Trying to get up to the boss on the walls half the time with that many spiders is, I don't know, when I did it solo for just Nightmare, it took me probably 20 minutes just after the boss came